Light tanks are designed for speed, mobility, and reconnaissance rather than heavy armor. These vehicles are typically smaller and lighter than other tanks, allowing them to move quickly across difficult terrain and cross bridges that heavier tanks cannot use. Light tanks were widely used during the early and mid-20th century, especially for scouting missions ahead of larger armored forces. Although they carry smaller guns and thinner armor, their ability to move rapidly and gather information makes them valuable in fast-moving operations. Medium tank. Medium tanks were created to balance mobility, armor protection, and firepower. They became especially important during World War II, when armies needed versatile armored vehicles capable of fighting both enemy tanks and infantry. One famous example is the American M4 Sherman, which served in large numbers across multiple battlefronts. Medium tanks were designed to handle many different combat roles, making them a central part of armored divisions during the war. Heavy tank. Heavy tanks focus on maximum armor protection and powerful weapons. These vehicles are significantly larger and heavier than most other tanks, allowing them to withstand strong enemy fire. During World War II, tanks such as the German Tiger were built with extremely thick armor and large cannons capable of destroying enemy vehicles at long distances. However, the extra weight often reduced their speed and made transportation more difficult. Heavy tanks represented the idea of overwhelming battlefield power through protection and firepower. Super heavy tank. Super heavy tanks are experimental vehicles built to push the limits of armor and weapon size. These tanks are far heavier than standard heavy tanks and were often designed as breakthrough weapons intended to crush fortified defenses. Some proposed designs weighed more than 100 tons. However, their massive size created major logistical problems, including limited mobility and difficulty crossing bridges. As a result, most super heavy tanks remained prototypes or were produced in extremely small numbers. Main battle tank. Main battle tanks combine the qualities of earlier tank types into a single modern design. They feature strong armor, powerful cannons, and advanced mobility systems, allowing them to perform many battlefield roles at once. Modern tanks such as the M1 Abrams or Leopard 2 represent this category. The concept of the main battle tank emerged after World War II when militaries realized that separate classes like light, medium, and heavy tanks could be replaced by one versatile platform. Tank destroyer. Tank destroyers are armored vehicles designed specifically to destroy enemy tanks. Unlike traditional tanks, they often prioritize powerful anti-armor weapons over heavy armor protection. Many tank destroyers feature large cannons capable of penetrating thick armor at long distances. During World War II, vehicles like the German Jagdpanther and American M10 were developed for this role. Their purpose was to hunt and eliminate enemy armored vehicles before they could threaten friendly forces. Assault tank. Assault tanks are designed to support infantry during attacks on fortified positions. These vehicles usually carry large caliber guns or howitzers capable of destroying bunkers, walls, and defensive structures. Instead of focusing on tank versus tank combat, assault tanks specialize in breaking through defensive lines and helping soldiers advance. They were especially useful during battles involving heavily defended cities or fortified defensive systems. Amphibious tank. Amphibious tanks are armored vehicles capable of operating both on land and in water. They are equipped with special flotation systems or sealed hull designs that allow them to move across rivers, lakes, or coastal areas. These tanks played an important role in amphibious landings during the Second World War and later conflicts. By allowing armored support to arrive directly from the water, amphibious tanks help ground forces establish a foothold during coastal assaults. Flamethrower tank. Flamethrower tanks are specialized armored vehicles equipped with flamethrower systems instead of, or alongside, traditional cannons. These tanks project streams of burning fuel toward enemy positions, making them effective against bunkers, trenches, and fortified structures. They were used in several conflicts during the 20th century, particularly in situations where defenders were hidden in strong defensive positions. The intense heat and fire produced by these vehicles made them powerful psychological as well as tactical weapons.